All right, we see Brendon here in the setup. As he gets his sign, he looks good. Then he comes to a full set from stretch position, and he's in good position here. We can see that his hands are centered in his body. He's in an upright position, weight evenly distributed between the feet, and I like that. Also, his head is facing the catcher. So he's in good position in the setup. As he begins the delivery, though, we notice that he shifts the weight back. One thing that I'm looking for, he gets over his back leg good. His hands are still centered, and he's in good position there. Leg gets up high, which is good. Knee high. But then he starts forward just before he gets the leg all the way up. So we'll need to work, and we have done some work on his timing with that. Also, you notice the foot goes in this direction instead of this direction when he starts, which doesn't let him get over his leg and use his back leg good in the weight shift. By doing so, he reaches out with his foot. And because he reaches out with a foot, instead of shifting the weight, which is located there in the body, it causes him to tilt. From this point, he gets a little off center. We see that his hands are behind center now. He is extended with his front leg, and he has a backward lean. This back leg, although he does that, is set pretty good. He has some weight over the back leg. I just like to straighten him up a little bit and get a little more momentum and weight shift instead of leaning back when he starts his stride. So we can see here how extended the foot is, and his weight is not between the feet, it's behind the feet. I'd like to get his weight a little more forward in the stride. And we've worked on that. Another thing I notice is that he's on the side of the ball when he comes up. Both arms are up in the air. I'd like to get them a little flatter. That may or may not be a big deal, but that's something that we'll look at as we continue. As he starts to throw, he does a lot of good things. We just have to tweak his delivery some, tweak his mechanics a little bit, and then work on his release for his throw. But when I noticed that he creates some forward lean and momentum as he throws the pitch, which is good. He throws the ball in front of his front foot, front leg, which is good. We'll see the release position, though, when we look at the straight-on view in just a second. So, like I said, he does a lot of good things. He kicks this leg up awfully high, and I'm concerned that that's kind of forced a little bit, and it swings around, comes up, swings around. So I just want to make sure that that's natural and not something that's forced. All right, as we look at him in the straight-on view, one thing in particular that I want to note You can see that his foot is out away from his knee. It's not underneath the knee. This indicates to me that he is lifting the foot. I think he lifts the foot instead of the knee. And we've already addressed that some, and he's done a good job in making correction of that. But because he does this, because he lifts the foot and it gets out there so far off center, and it causes him to get the lean. You can see him leaning back there, and you can see this foot swinging around. And you can see the bottom of the foot, which means that he has too much weight back and he's using that front foot. So I'd like to get him a little more centered in his stride and his delivery. All right, as far as the throw, we saw that he threw the ball out in front of him, but I would like to get his release area a little more out here and get him to understand what the release area is, and that he has to do that each time with every pitch. In the front view, we can also see this back leg curl up. And it's almost parallel with his thigh. So there are a few things that we need to work on, that we need to tweak. One last thing, he also finishes with his right foot in front of the left, which indicates that he has a little too much swing in that back leg. But overall, he's in pretty good shape. There are a few tweaks that we have to do. He's worked hard thus far in our 2 workouts that we've had, and I don't think it'll take him long to make some adjustments and corrections.